October 31st, 2019. The last time we laid eyes on the egg. It was a warm Halloween night. No clouds in the sky. But more important than Halloween was Candyland. Every year, Alpha East Hall put on an event called Candyland, where students and community alike could go and trick-or-treat through the dorms. But this night, there was much more at stake than Snickers. Tonight, Haven was going to release the egg. Let me back up. If you don't attend Biola, you probably have no idea what the egg is. And if you don't, even though you do attend Biola, you need to live a little more. The egg is an ancient Biolan legend. Nobody truly knows where it came from or how many there's been. Some date it back to a piece of a wrecking ball that was used to demolish Biola's original campus. Others say it surfaced in the 60s. But I can tell you one thing. It's real. What version or how old exactly, I don't know. But I do know that it is older than Biola's current campus, and I've had it in the trunk of my car. It's real. The egg was the Biola student body response to a lack of typical university mischief. No fraternities or sororities, strict standards, no alcohol. So, arbitrary competition for the egg began. And it brewed. And it grew stronger. Eggs have been destroyed, fistfights have broken out, high-speed chases to escort this 400-pound lunk of concrete to safety have happened, cars have been sabotaged, trespassing and break-ins to recover it are not uncommon. A secret order protects it, and the mass chaos it causes in a public space can only be rivaled by a riot. Tales of the egg being thrown from the top of buildings, smuggled out of the country, buried in concrete beneath rival dorms, flown in a helicopter over campus, being hidden for decades in an alumni's hedge, and being cast into the ocean dance across the tongues of egg enthusiasts. Multiple documents and articles have been written to try to explain the egg and its origins over time, but none will ever be able to peel back enough layers of paint to reveal the whole story. Here's what I do know. Passion for the egg had died down significantly when I arrived at Biola. The Order of Sebast had reclaimed the egg. They were leaving clues. One of the soccer teams found it first. There was a standoff, but it was cut short when the team called security, blatantly disrespecting the spirit of the egg. It disappeared for almost 2 years without a word being said about it. The few people that did still care about the egg dwindled. Until it appeared in Director Barry Corey's office. Haven acted quickly as soon as it was spotted. Due to the lack of rival egg hunters and rapid coordination, Haven secured the egg. It was the first time we had it back since we made the mistake of giving it to SBA 4 years prior. We painted it, we flaunted it, we did everything you're supposed to do when you have the egg. A couple parties came searching for it on our hall. There was a buzz for a while, but it faded quickly. Months later, the Order of Sebast made contact, putting out a ransom for the egg. We prepared, but nothing came. The egg stayed locked away during the summer. Hopeful for fresh blood and activity to hear the legends and come searching in the fall, we waited for nothing. Finally, we came to a grim conclusion. The only way to generate passion for the egg was to remind people it exists in a way that they could not ignore. Which brings us to October 31st, 2019. The plan was simple. Parade the egg across campus with as much noise and flair as we could muster, and deliver it to Alpha in exchange for a guy rat. A terrible trade, of course, but Candyland drew large crowds, and we knew it would generate plenty of chatter.
Go this way. Take over. Oh yeah, that's all right, there you go. Here we go. Watch out. Easy does. Easy does. Me too. Come on. Going up to a hill. This is the biggest trick.
And then the unthinkable happened.
We don't want it. Let's take it back.
A lone RA came out to represent Alpha and made a grave mistake. Maybe she didn't know what the egg was, what it meant. Maybe she didn't care. But the people in Alpha, they definitely do.
Hot take on the issue?
Gosh, dang tragedy.
Alpha said they didn't want the egg. They rejected the legend itself before we could even give it to them.
That's a real alpha move if I've ever seen one.
You don't see none of those betas take.
Yeah, that's a beta move, yeah.
Very beta move.
We didn't know what to do. If we stayed there too long, other egg hunters would have overwhelmed us, so we kept moving. Our first instinct was to perch at a top-floor fountain. It would have made for an excellent picture, but the odds of the authorities seizing and destroying the egg were just too high. So we wandered.
What are we doing?
I have no idea. We're improvising, and I have no idea what's going on.
Unsure where to go, what to do, with the clock ticking before other hunters claimed it. Lo and behold, God had a plan.
That's a good idea.
Wait, let's go. Yeah, cavalry.
Cavalry, yes.
Calvary Chapel had its doors open and beckoning to us, with no one inside. The egg was safely delivered to the stage. Up until this point, the general attitude and goal was to make as much noise and spectacle as we could to spread the word that the egg was alive.
Thank you for coming. Thank you for honoring the memory of egg.
But now that we were here, in this quiet chapel, the egg, this 400-pound legend before us, the tone suddenly turned somber. We were right back at the egg's turning point 4 years ago. Haven could keep the egg and the tradition would die, or we let it go, perhaps never to see it again. As a community, we silently reveled in all the shenanigans and mischief this 80-year-old concrete had gone through. After about 20 minutes, our time with the egg was up. We quietly filed out of the chapel, took one last fleeting glimpse at the egg on the stage, and shut the doors. Every one of us had our fingers crossed that we would wake up the next day to hear tales of chaos, groups of hunters sprinting for the chapel as soon as the news was out the next day. But we didn't even make it back across the parking lot. Teams from multiple factions arrived minutes after we left. Reports are scattered, but there was allegedly a small skirmish and the victor escaped with the egg. Then the egg went dark. Again. Our hopes that the egg would resurface the following semester were dashed by the world falling apart. After being evicted from the dorms, it wasn't even hardly on our minds. But it's out there. Somewhere. And you'd best bet that we'll get it back again.